Hey guys, All in Crypto here, and welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, for another YouTube video. I hope you've all had a wonderful weekend so far. Today we're going to be jumping into Cardano, and we're going to be doing a number of things in this video. At the start, I'm going to be giving you a very quick market update. We're going to be looking at a number of things. We're going to be stressing again why it is that we're so bullish on ADA, and it's because of what's coming, what is currently being built, and that we are already starting to see take place. That is what's being built on top of Cardano. This has been a driver for value on a lot of other blockchains, TERRA being the most recent example, Solana, BNB, Ethereum, and so on. Cardano is about to get that, and we keep stressing that in every single video. It's something to not take your eye off. We will give an overall market sentiment because markets aren't making a great deal of sense. TA is largely getting thrown out the windows at the moment, and that is because of everything taking place on a macro and geopolitical scale. It's a very interesting situation that we are moving towards. We do daily cryptocurrency market dates where we cover it all. We are then going to be taking a look, of course, at the Minswap liquidity bootstrap event, which is now into the encounter phase. So we let you guys know about this when the discovery phase actually started. That has now ended, and you guys now have to, if you took part in this, redeem your LP tokens, your liquidity providing tokens. That's what this whole event was about. So we'll be telling you what to do, what comes next, sort of going through all the relevant information in association with it. I'll also show you, I can't remember whether this was the wallet that I had dummied or it was another wallet. All in all, I've got about 4 wallets that I decided to donate, or not donate, donate's the wrong word, take part in this event with. I think we did 900 when we test dummied it. I think this is another wallet, and I've got another 2 larger wallets that are taking part. So I have quite a bit of Cardano wrapped up into this event. So I'll show you guys using this wallet how to actually claim those LP tokens, and then sort of what to do next and what not to do. Quite a few people are selling the NFTs that you'll receive when you redeem. Don't do that, guys, because that's going to be those NFTs that you get when you redeem is actually what's going to allow you to gain that extra 110 to 200% extra on your yield farming. So super important you don't sell those. There's always somebody trying to sort of flip an NFT. So let's get into the overall market very quickly. We know what's happening. We update you daily on it in our cryptocurrency market updates. They are very, very worth a watch. The reason being is because this is many of you guys' first investment journey. It's your first step into the investment world. And one thing that crypto people now have to be aware of, certainly investors, is that we are tethered. Certainly at the moment, won't always be the case. There'll be periods where we're not so tethered. There'll be periods where we're more tethered to the sort of geopolitical and, more importantly, macroeconomic environment, which is in a lot of uncertainty right now, given a number of things. We already had, before all these geopolitical events, a lot of uncertainty. Now we have those events taking place. There's even more of it. You know, the countries in question, certainly the one that we're actually choosing to sanction, is one of the largest producers of a number of things, fertilizer, I think, being one of them. This is going to have an undoubtable effect on the economies around the world, with some getting hit a lot harder than others. This affects markets. Crypto is now a part of markets. It is but a boat upon the ocean, a significant boat, a boat that we love and that we're all on. But you need to understand that and really get to grips with that, because markets really aren't making a great deal of sense right now. You know, many people ask, we covered in yesterday's video the fact that Cardano whales were actually, or what would be considered whales, were actually accumulating ADA. We showed you the on-chain data for it. There's no argument to be made against that. They are absolutely taking advantage of these price points. And one thing people often ask is, they say, okay, well, why has the price done this? Well, when you have these kind of, you know, if we look at really from March 2020 onwards, there was a lot of hype, a lot of people buying into these markets, and something changed here, like it does with every pullback, and essentially you had a lot less people actually buying. But there's a constant sell pressure with Cardano, just like there is with Ethereum and Bitcoin and really any other blockchain. For Bitcoin, it's the miners that sell. For Ethereum, it's the same sort of thing. They're a constant sell pressure because they have to do that to make to sort of stay profitable and avoid huge tax incursions. And also for Cardano, you got the same thing. There's a lot of projects within Cardano that actually need to sell Cardano to maintain. And a lot of your big stake pools out there will actually sell the rewards that they get consistently. Some of them are for tax reasons. Some of them, of course, just want the money generated. This sell pressure continues even though the hype isn't really behind it. So there's a number of, you know, price is complex, but also very simple in the sense that price really moves on at the margin. And what that means is if there's more people going out of a market than coming into it, the price will go down, and vice versa. If there's more sell pressure than there is buy pressure, the price goes down, and vice versa. And that's really how price is determined. It will often not represent the underlying asset that it's trying to, and more so the overall sort of market conditions, which is what's happening with Cardano and crypto broadly at the moment. A lot of uncertainty taking place. There's two sides to the argument. There's a bearish side and a bullish side. You guys know ultimately I think crypto is very early on its adoption curve. I think certainly when we refer to something like Cardano, it's not even started the journey that it's going on, guys. And we know we have, you know, 800 plus projects now building on it. This is from Cardano feed. Well, follow this guy, by the way, or girl. I'm not sure who actually runs the Twitter. We're already starting to see this tickle in. We've noticed a bit of a decrease in terms of total value locked. This was because obviously Minswap, they had total value locked given their liquidity bootstrapping event, and for some reason this has been completely wiped off, but will be reallocated and actually then some when the DEX goes live and we can actually start. The DEX actually launches before you can farm liquidity, but we will get into that in just a second. Also, it was huge news, the fact that Wonder Woman Gal was essentially an investor in one of the Cardano DeFi ecosystem projects, AdaSwap. Her and her husband, Wonder Woman Gal Gator, and her husband invested in AdaSwap, Cardano's DeFi ecosystem. This was huge news, which, you know, it's cool. Of course, we've got like the likes of Gene Simmons and a number of other people that are big fans of Ada, which is always cool. It's always nice to see a celebrity sort of championing a coin that we all know and love, or at least some of us do. Some people who watch these videos don't. They just turn up to sort of check out what the opposition is doing, I guess. So let's get into the Minswap event. The Minswap event has now officially ended. It was a liquidity bootstrapping event. We told you guys about this pretty much when it started. We were in, I think this is actually a different wallet from the one that I dummied, where we put 900 in. This one has 1200 ADA in. I think, I can't remember what the overall figure is, around about 7,000 ADA-ish that I have it all in total, which is not a large amount of my overall holdings, but it's certainly something that I want to take part in because it could actually be quite fruitful, in my opinion, just sort of given, you know, the sort of price that you're getting the min for taking part, and on top of that, the yield farming opportunity. So what happens now? Well, we're now in the encounter phase. Let's go over to their Medium article and let's read about it. We've already read this and gone through it all, but you can see here, these are your three phases. The one that we're currently in is the encounter phase after the discovery phase is finished. And the discovery phase was really all about seeing how many people wanted to partake. The reason they do these liquidity bootstrapping events is very, very simple. It's essentially so that Trader Joe did it on Avalanche. I don't know how many of you guys took part in that. But it's so that to sort of make sure that the DEX has the liquidity. So rather than the team providing it themselves or relying on, like ADAX really suffered with that. You know, they sort of launched their DEX and nobody was sort of making up the order books. But of course they use an order book model instead of an AMM. It's essentially to make sure that there's liquidity there, certainly between this pair. And yesterday, I think I may have shown you guys some of the farming rewards, and Minswap ADA is the highest. You'll get the highest yield from farming that pair or providing liquidity on that pair. So we'll talk about what you guys have got to do next. So we're currently in the encounter phase. Let's get down to it. Then 4th of March will mark the start of the second or the encounter phase, which will launch or which will last until March the 13th. From March the 4th to March the 13th, participants can turn in their per ADA obtained in the discovery phase to get the equivalent in min/ADA LP tokens that their share of the per represents of the entire pool. This will be done following a fixed conversion rate from per ADA to min/ADA tokens according to the min/ADA ratio at the end of the event. So you can see we do indeed have that. There's been a set price. Essentially, they gave 100 min to this event, and there was no limit on how much ADA could be partook. We actually did say between 20 and 25 million Cardano was likely to be sort of put in. I think the price of min's actually gone up and a little bit higher than this currently, so you're actually getting a little bit of cheap min, I think. Not only marginally though, not massively. But essentially that conversion rate has now been set. And for 1 min, essentially 1 Cardano is getting you 4 min tokens, which isn't too bad in my opinion. So let's check out what comes next. After having obtained their min/ADA LP token, the third stage or settlement phase begins on the 14th of March. Participants will be able to stake those min/ADA LP tokens in a yield farming pool to earn min tokens. To incentivize LBE participants, LBE liquidity bootstrapping event participants who obtained and staked their ADA/min LPs will receive a bonus on their yield farming rewards from 110 to 200% for the first week of yield farming. You guys want to take part in this? I'll show you how to do it, just like I'm now going to show you guys how to actually take your PER tokens and then swap it. The NFT that you'll receive as well, you will essentially need to keep, because this is what will give you that bonus. And then it goes to recap. The DEX, I believe, is actually going live on the 8th of March, so the liquidity farming doesn't come out till a little bit after, but the DEX will indeed be live. So what you want to do, guys, is you want to come over here, make sure that the wallet you used is connected. This is just one of mine, and you want to go and click redeem. You will essentially, what you're doing here is something will pop up, like it always does, asking you to sign it. You will send 120, which is what's in this wallet, per ADA, plus 3 ADA for the transaction fee to us, and we will send you back the min/ADA LP tokens you received in a few minutes in an uncongested network. The Cardano blockchain has been very, very speedy recently, which is very appealing for me to see. I've been getting NFTs very fast. And you know, I haven't really been doing much swaps recently, but certainly I've been playing around with a few things. So all you're going to do, guys, is you're going to come over to redeem. You're going to click it, and then you're going to get a pop-up come up, and you're essentially going to have to sign it. And then what will happen is you just then have to wait for the LP tokens to turn up and the NFT in your wallet, and then you don't do anything. So you go ahead and click redeem, and then you'll wait for things to turn up. That's all you've got to do, guys, and then you sit. And you can do a number of things, but essentially you're really going to want to wait until the 14th of March in order to start farming liquidity, staking your LP tokens to actually, you know, get extra min as a reward on top of the pool rewards in association with your share to it. So that's really all I have for you guys. I thought this would just be an interesting video. I'm really going to love and leave you on that note. Like I say, all you've got to do is come back over to this page. You'll find it on the Minswap website. You don't really need to do anything. You click redeem. You sign the transaction saying that you're going to essentially swap your whatever amount of PER you have, and you're also going to send 3 ADA. They then send you back. It says you'll receive 2.5 ADA, so they give you 2.5 of the 3 ADA back. And also you'll get the liquidity providing tokens that you will then wait to stake on the settlement phase, which comes slightly after the actual DEX launches. So that's all I have for you guys. I'm going to love and leave you. Enjoy the rest of your Saturday, and I'll catch you all in the next YouTube video. Thanks a lot for watching, guys.